Hello, hello, everybody. Hi. All right, I'm just going to check to make sure I am on in YouTube. Yes. Okay, I'm going to get started. I'm going to talk and sign at the same time for a moment, just to explain that this this is one of the sessions of Ask Me Anything, but today I'm going to be talking about how to feel grounded and calm every day. So it's going to be in English with the subtitles if you're on YouTube. If you're joining me on Zoom, you can press captions. And then I'm going to interpret it and upload it onto YouTube. Okay? All right, let's get started. I have a lot to share with you today. Ask me anything. I come here. I've just started this. This is my second or third one. And I have a whole library of questions, but today I want to talk about how do you feel calm and grounded when everything around you is topsy-turvy. And I think this is so important for interpreters because we need to be able to come back to a grounded, safe, connected space. Um, because our work, we are in our job is to communicate, is to facilitate the communication of others. And so this takes us out of our own body, if you will, into other bodies. And so being able to connect. So that sign is so important. And it's from here that we can do our job better. So I want to teach you three things to help you stay grounded and centered no matter what's happening. And I want to talk a little bit about the bigger issue here or let me rephrase that. What happens when we're like chronically disconnected? First of all, when you are disconnected, this is where or why or the cause of strain, pain, injury, disease. And then we go to try to solve the symptoms because we don't want to be in pain, but they're only temporary. And all of it is helpful, but there's a deeper issue that keeps that cycle going. So you might think, I just need a stretch, or I just might need this new diet, or I might just need this new thing, or I might need this new movement thing. Whatever it is, it's temporary and doesn't get to the big issue. So this idea of, or this connecting, I'm going to jump around in my notes here. I just realized I don't want to talk about that today. I want to talk about something different. Being able to be connected is what allows you to be a more effective interpreter. So, okay, let's use the image of if you were at work, you're going to other people's islands. And every island is different, and you're just trying to figure out like how to live on that island. Meanwhile, your island, you've lost like the tether to the island. Your boat is in the middle of the sea. So at the end of being in everybody else's islands, you might not even know how to get back to your island. Maybe there's waves and you don't know how to navigate the waves back to your island. Maybe you can get to the shores of your island, but you can't get to your little refuge, your beautiful hut on your island. And that is and your island might be full of, your people, but there's a refuge space on your island that's only yours. And I had a dear teacher and friend tell me once that it's like it's your heart, right? There's this space here that nobody can come in. And as interpreters, as empathic, as porous beings, as caring people, beings, I think we are letting a lot of energy in there. And we also don't know how to connect back to that. So when you are disconnected, right, that's your boat. It's lost at sea, it's wandering, doesn't know how to get home. This is pain and suffering. And this is what yoga and Ayurveda for time millennial, thousands of years has been telling or sharing and helping humans get out of pain and suffering. So it's disconnection and unawareness. So most of us are just unaware that we're disconnected, but we're not aware of what does that island look like, feel like? What is that little hut on my island? What we've lost touch with what that it even exists. That's when you chronically, or most humans actually, and the healing comes from connection and knowing yourself. And that is when there's awareness and then there's freedom from the pain and suffering. This is what has been told to us and passed down for thousands of years. And that is what's causing our sorrow, our pain, our suffering. So, this idea of, I'm going to go to another metaphor that comes from the yoga practice, which is when we're unaware of who we truly are. So imagine there's a mirror, and then on that mirror is all this gunk. Someone said yesterday, even the sticky ickies of other people's energies or the sticky ickies of life, and it's just on that mirror and it's sludgy. And then you look in the mirror and you think, oh, that's what I look like. No, that's not you. It's the process. I'm going to give credit where credit is due to to uh, to someone else who said that we we don't have and we need a ceremony to clean off this mirror so that we can see who we truly are. And then that's when the healing, the freedom, the space, the tranquility, the calm of mind, tranquility of mind. Because all that gunk is all that negative self-talk. It's all like, this is who I am, or this is who I have to be, or this is all those identities that you hold or you carry or you wear. Um, those aren't you. So um, Ayurveda and yoga. So Ayurveda is a sister science of yoga. And I say the word yoga, and I know that some of you may have a vision of what it is. And I'm talking about it not actually in grander scheme. I'm pulling it out of the modern popular definition. It actually means to connect. That's what it means. Yog is from the yug, which means yoke, and it means to connect. And then Ayurveda is the sister science, which is a preventative, health plan, if you will, that says, look, in order to have a more balanced, more aligned, more calm life, you have to live in alignment with your own true nature, your own true energy, and also the energies around you. And so there's really simple things that we can do that may not seem like a big deal because we're more prone as humans to be like, oh, I have to radically change everything. Start with small and build up. So that awareness helps the sensitivity that you gather when you start living more in alignment and you start practicing the asanas of yoga, the postures of yoga. You build a sensitivity to your body, sensitivity to your emotion, sensitivity, the energy that runs through you. Um, then you have more, and then you can make better choices because you're more aware of how things affect you. Most of us walk through, we're just not aware. We're just kind of keeping up with the keeping up. And then all of a sudden we have injuries or we can't sleep or digestive problems or we're stressed out or we can't relax. So you start with simple things. Like if you are feeling like you're in the sea and you're drowning or the waves are huge, and it's overwhelming, the thought of like learning something new or radically changing something may also feel overwhelming. So you start small, you start where you are and you build on that because when the body starts feeling better, when the mind starts feeling better, it will want to feel even better and it will start really just sloughing off the things that aren't feeling good. And there are things right now that you're doing, we're all doing, that aren't that helpful. They don't move us towards growth. And they actually help kind of numb feelings. Yoga and Ayurveda says, let's feel, let's get it up, let's come bring it to the top, let's become aware, let's move through, let's grow. Um, But most of us do know yoga as a physical activity in the West. It's been kind of plucked out of its eight um, petal pathway, if you will. And one is the asanas or the postures. But the body is something tangible, it's honest, we can see it. And the postures do release the stress and energy, those sticky ickies that the clean off the dirt of your own internal mirror, as well as I mentioned before, help you become more sensitive to yourself. So I had a student today who was doing a pose. Her legs were separated and her head, she was bending forward, touching her hands to the floor. And actually, which after 3 months, she said, oh, I can touch the floor now. And I was saying, straighten your legs. And there's no way she could be anywhere else but right there, focused, because of the sensation in her legs. And it's like, hello, good. I had a teacher who always used to say, good morning. When you felt your body, you're like, good morning, hands, good morning, body. We use our body so much as an instrument for others that it is so important that we have moments that we can reconnect to ourselves, that we can reconnect to our breath and our body. And I'm going to show you one very easy thing that you can do. So that's what I wanted to talk about first in terms of getting to the root of the issue. And I know that some of you are like me. I just want to get out of pain. I don't care about all this, blah, blah, blah. I just want to get out of pain. And, but there was a stronger voice in me that led me to the particular practice that I do and that I share with you, that I think knew better than I and kept me going. And so though I didn't have the big picture, I think it's important to share that with you. And I know some of you are like, ooh, I want to know more. I want to know all the Sanskrit words and I want to know, and others of you like, just tell me how to get out of pain. And so that is why I created a very easy sequence. I'm looking around because I had the brochure here. And it's a download of, I'm going to get it for you, of a few poses. I had it created and laminated, and you can download it, and there's an instructional video. But these are for those of you who are like, I just got to do something. Is it going to come into focus? Yeah, I think you get the idea. See if it go focused. It's not focusing my silly camera. And then maybe it's stuck on me. But you get the idea. They're very simple yoga asanas that you can do at work, before, after, during work, with some daily reminders. So I created this because you might be at the level that I was. I just need to know something to do to get out of pain. And you start here. And I'm teaching this live on the 12th of February. So I'll put that information below. It's all in the Facebook group in Thrive Sign Language Interpreter Wellness. And if you're on my email list, you've been getting reminders for it. So it's the first time I'm teaching it live, and I know it's going to be really great to learn this live. Or you can download it, and there's instructional video in English and ASL. So that's one place where you can start. And then it goes beyond that. And that's why I wanted to talk about sort of the real reason why we're in pain is when we start to really connect and communicate with our own bodies, understand what the messages it's sending us, when we are more aware of our own habits, when we are able to really see our own reflection in that mirror, so much starts to change. It's not just about the body. There's less stress. There's more calmness. There's waves around, but you're not like getting swept under the waves. You can fall and you can recover gracefully. You just bounce back up because you know how to come back to your island and you haven't lost your way. All right. So I am now going to transition because I want to teach you. Before I go into that, I want to talk about something that's particular for interpreters, and this connection is not only connection to self, but then connection. And we struggle with that. We struggle in our community having, some of us have really wonderful working environments and teams and friends and colleagues, and others don't. And having a really safe place to talk about what we do with others who understand us in a structured way that helps us navigate personal, professional, is the Beskippy peer support group that I run one. They're run nationally because I think that's a really important piece. As I've talked to a lot of interpreters, the ones who are seem to be thriving more have that supportive community and interpreters that they trust, and they discuss work and they discuss life with, compadres, like friends, colleagues, and those who have a mindful movement practice, a mindful way to connect to themselves and their bodies. And so recently, one of my students said, you know, I always start my session with what is one thing you want to celebrate this week. And they always say bad things. Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't do that. And I always am like this archaeologist waiting for all the dust to be thrown until all of a sudden they give me a gem or give me this wonderful, you know, uh, beautiful old pottery or whatever. I'm thinking bones or pottery. And that is, oh, well, I was at work and I did that stretch that we do together. I give them the Sanskrit name for it. and it and she said, just having that 1 minute to like, okay, I'm gonna go reclaim my island. I'm gonna return to my island for a moment. I'm gonna take a breath. I'm gonna reconnect for even 2 minutes made a huge difference when she went back in. She's saying, I use my body to give and to support, and this is our job to facilitate between other people. But then taking that, reclaiming her own space just for even 2 minutes, she said, was a lifesaver. So I'm going to show you how to do that and give you something to do that. Really simple. Okay, so you're going to stand up. If you're driving, don't stand up. This won't take this long. And then you can practice it this week. Okay, so first, before we even begin, what I want you to do, whether you're sitting or you're standing, you can close your eyes to do this or just soften your gaze. And I want you, without changing anything, without judging, just breathe. Don't breathe, big breath or just regular. Just what is your breath doing? I want you to be on the side of the road, watching your breath, or the side of the bank of a river, and watching your breath go down the river. And, is it smooth? Is it short? Is it shallow? Is the inhale as long as the exhale? Is one more difficult than the other? Is the breath mostly up in your chest or down in your belly? I just want you to feel your breath and get to know it. Okay. Now, that's sort of, we're going to do, this is an experiment. So now we're going to add a variable to that. This is one of my favorite poses. You can do it, the hands at the wall, but if this bend to your wrist is too much, do it on a table. It's called Ardha Uttanasana. Ardha means half. Ut means intense, and tan means stretch. I always think of a tannery, T-A-N, Uttanasana. And asana is posture. Actually, it translates to seat. And if you are curious, why is it seat? Put a comment, reach out to me, and in the next video, next session, I'll talk about why it's called seat and why that is important. Distinction than just posture or pose. Okay. So you're going to take your hand. Actually, it brings me to a point. If you're someone who's been watching for a while and kind of lurking and hanging back, I want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on so I can help you. Let me know your thoughts, what's resonating, what's not resonating. Come out of the shadows. All right. So watch first. I walk my feet back, and I want you to see what happens. So I'm going to straighten my elbows. I'm going to push the wall, and I'm going to push my legs back simultaneously, and you're going to watch my spine, my back elongate. And if your legs are not straight, then you need to bring your hands up higher or separate your hands, widen your hands and widen your arms. So you're going to start with your hands about shoulder height. Let's turn the palms out because most of us have quite tight shoulders, and open the palms up wide. It could be on a table, countertop. Then I walk my feet back just so my heels are underneath my hips. You don't walk your legs back so you can't bend at your hips. You got to bend at your hips. If you're struggling with that, separate your legs more, your feet more. Now, grip the quadriceps to the bone. So nice, firm, toned legs, and push your thighs back. Push the wall. And move your hips back. Move your chest down. And then walk your feet forward. I want you to stay where you are. You don't have to turn around and look at anything. But bring your arms down. Close your eyes. And notice your breath. Notice it's changed. Even the minutest amount of change. The smallest amount of change. I don't know if minuteness is a word. Right? So that, and you feel your arms, you feel your legs, you feel your armpits. Not only is this good to create mobility in the shoulders and the hips and the legs and all that, but today I'm talking about coming into yourself for a moment and through the body, through the breath. So you can do this with breath. The pose, we're going to take the hands on the wall. You want to walk back. And I want you to extend your exhalation and move your hips back. So a little manipulation of your breath. Exhale long. A long exhalation is going to release, relax, and then walk your feet forward. Keep yourself, go slowly, stay at the wall or the table. Don't move around. You can close your eyes. Notice the length of your breath, the pace of your breath. Just how you feel. One of my students said, "Oh, I feel my feet underneath me. I feel I'm holding myself up." And now you can sit, you can stay here standing if you feel comfortable. And you're going to, just standing, extend your exhalation twice as long as your inhalation. We'll do 3 rounds. Inhale. And a long, 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 long exhale, 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 exhale. Another inhalation. And a long exhalation. I don't like to use numbers because how long yours is, how long mine is, it's all individual. So you're just lengthening your exhalation. And one more, inhale. And a long exhalation. And if your eyes are closed, slowly open them and notice how you feel calmer, you feel more grounded. And I'm encouraging you to take these mini moments to check back into your body and into your breath and to connect. And this is, and then report back. Tell me how this makes your interpreting different or how you feel at the end of the day different. We have to take this into our own hands. And it is so important that we have a mindful movement. We have a lot of movement in the world, a lot of action, a lot of movement. We don't need more of that. We need more conscious action, more mindful movement. And we have to learn to do this on a regular basis, not put it off or wait or, say, oh, at the end of the summer, I'm going to be on that retreat in Mexico on the beach. If you guys have seen the retreat that's coming up, I've structured it so that you actually start now. So that when you arrive there, it's not, oh my God, this is so new and I've never done this before. And you're having all your resistances that we have when we start something new, but you're actually slowly like getting into the pool. And once you arrive Mexico, you're ready for the ocean. You're ready to be in the ocean and you'll continuing that metaphor, you'll know exactly how to get back to your own inner island because it's there within you. So I hope that this made sense. I hope you please practice this and let me know how it's helpful to you. Don't lurk back there. You can write me privately. I won't bite. You don't have to be public. I know sometimes that could be a little bit scary, but let's open up a dialogue so I can find out how best to help you. If you want to learn more, I'm going to put the link to the upcoming workshop. Class. I don't like the word workshop, but the class that's coming up, I'll put the link because I mentioned it, the retreat and thrive. And if you want to connect with me and sit down and have an hour to talk about where you're at, where you want to be, and some really strategic steps to get there, then I'll put the link to schedule a consult call with me. We can change our response, reaction, our experience in our own body and in our field and in our work by changing ourselves, by working on ourselves. And now more than ever, we have to find this deep connection, this anchoring, this place where we feel safe and at home. Okay? So I think that's it for today. And I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing your responses and reactions to this. Okay? All right. I'll see you next time.